Y'all, did Tim Walz just cave? Did Minneapolis or Minnesota just fall to the will of Donald Trump and calling the president? Guys, this one is being spun both ways. I'm going to be honest with you, but I'm going to show you a few things and you tell me what you think just happened, because it seems to me that Tim Walz just bent over a barrel. That's just me. You can tell me what you think in the comments below as you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Guys, we have got so much stuff to talk about, and it's crucial that you follow me on X at Braden LOA while you're doing all of those actions, because we have got to have a more direct line of communication to save this country together. All right, we're going to dive right into this. Of course, this is the show before our live stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Time every single night when I'm in town. This is what's happening, guys. I'm just going to dive in, and again, I need you to tell me in the comments and the chats and everything who you think acquiesced here, because this sounds a certain kind of way. Breaking. President Trump says Tim Walz just called him and requested to work together. In response, Trump sent Tom Homan and said, "We want any and all criminals Minnesota has in their possession." Walz knows he's wrong here, so he's caving. Turn over the illegals, Walz. Okay, so that's obviously the right angle of that. But I've got CNN here in a second too, who's kind of like, well, I don't know about this one. All right, again, we're going to keep on going. I'm going to show you all these things. I'm going to show you the actual documentation. All right. This is the actual post that Donald Trump just did. This is what everyone is trying to spin in their direction. Governor Tim Walz called me with the request to work together with respect to Minnesota. Okay, well, right off the bat, Tim Walz was like, get out, you're never coming back in, complete and total resistance, I'm never working with Donald Trump. Well, he just called and said, let's work together. Okay, well, that's a contrast, okay? It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be similar wavelength. I told Governor Walz that I would have Tom Homan call him, delegation to an inferior, or a subordinate rather, not inferior, subordinate. And that we are looking for in any and all criminals that they have in their possession, which is the sanctuary city policies. The governor very respectfully understood that, and I will be speaking with him in the near future. He was happy that Tom Homan was going to Minnesota, and so am I. We had such tremendous success in Washington, D.C., Memphis, Tennessee, and New Orleans, Louisiana, and virtually every other place that we have touched. And even in Minnesota, crime is way down, but both Governor Walz and I want to make it better, President Donald J. Trump. Okay, a few of my takeaways before I show you CNN and the spin on both sides. Because again, to me, the person who is acquiesced here doesn't seem to be the Donald Trump piece. This seems to be the Tim Walz piece, because Tim Walz was the paragon of resistance, right? He was the guy that was ICE, get out of my city, we're at a civil war, and now he's calling the president, the guy that he wasn't supposed to be able to talk to. So now he's calling the president, says, okay, we can work together, we're on several similar wavelengths. Trump says, we want all the illegals that you're protecting and not giving to us already in jail. That doesn't seem too far of a reach. Tim Walz apparently agrees. And then they're also sending Tom Homan, who's going to take the negotiation from there. That sounds like Trump's in the driver's seat. Okay, maybe that's just my observations. Let's go over here to CNN. Watch Dana Bash. Her body language is pretty funny, and you can always tell more about the body language than from the actual words, well, at least in most cases. Listen to this. Governor Tim Walz just announced he's going to start coordinating with federal immigration enforcement on violent criminals. So he's cooperating with ICE now. Okay.
We just got a statement from the office of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz about his conversation with President Trump that we reported on earlier. The governor's office called it productive, adding, quote, the president agreed that he would talk to the Department of Homeland Security about ensuring the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is able to conduct an independent investigation, as would ordinarily be the case. The president also agreed to look into reducing the number of federal agents in Minnesota and working with the state in a more coordinated fashion on immigration enforcement regarding violent criminals. Now, President Trump is sending a new direct report to Minneapolis. Veteran ICE official Tom Homan. It's unclear how he will work with leaders on the ground, like the chief.
All right, you get the idea, right? But here's the bottom line that I really want to drive home on this. So now Walz is working in cooperation with federal and local law enforcement. So now local law enforcement aren't going to be withdrawn anymore. They're not going to actively avoid helping ICE anymore? How do you think that's going to go with the lefties? Honestly, real question in the comments. Because that sounds like you're partnering with the federal government. That sounds like you're partnering with Donald Trump. That doesn't sound like Donald Trump bent over. That sounds like Tim Walz is in trouble. That's what that sounds like to me. if you're going to violate the sacred oath of the far left Antifa crowd of working with Donald Trump and using the Minneapolis Police Department to work with ICE and immigration services, that sounds like you're about to get a whole lot of hatred from your left base. To me. Anyway, let's keep on going. I'm going to keep on trucking. I'm going to show you both sides. These are the demands that the Trump administration put out. Again, you tell me where in this sounds like the victory goes. Watch this.
In Minnesota. Number 1, Governor Walz, Mayor Fry, and all Democrat leaders should turn over all criminal illegal aliens currently incarcerated in their prisons and jails to federal authorities, along with any illegal aliens with active warrants or known criminal histories for immediate deportation.
Okay, so right out the gate, that's everything they said they were never going to do. Ever. They said, we are not giving you our citizens, even though they're already in jail and even though they're already violent criminals. They said they weren't doing that. So now they're gonna? Yeah, again, same question. How do you think the lefties are going to handle that? Let's continue.
Number 2, state and local law enforcement must agree to turn over all illegal aliens who are arrested by local police. And then thirdly, local police must assist federal law enforcement in apprehending and detaining illegal aliens who are wanted for crimes, especially violent crimes.
All right, so the angle here is now the local police have to turn over anyone that they arrest on their own that has an agent. So that's getting rid of sanctuary policies. Just so you know, that is completely and totally getting rid of sanctuary policies. And then they also have to help ICE while they're doing it and provide support to ICE through facilities and logistics. Yeah, that sounds like Minnesota's now cooperating with ICE. That's not sanctuary city policies. That's defeated sanctuary city policies. Objectively. You tell me if you see it differently. But to me, that seems like that's the case. Let's continue.
If Governor Walz and Mayor Fry implement these common sense cooperative measures that I will add have already been implemented in nearly every single other state across the country, Customs and Border Patrol will not be needed to support ICE on the ground in Minnesota. ICE and local law enforcement can peacefully work together, as they are effectively doing in so many other states and jurisdictions. Additionally, President Trump is calling on the United States Congress to immediately pass legislation ending sanctuary cities once and for all. American cities should be safe sanctuaries for law-abiding citizens only, not for dangerous illegal alien criminals who broke our nation's laws and do not belong here.
All right. I will tell you right now, that is a winning message. You run with that. Holy crap, that's incredible. Dropping the bomb on sanctuary cities becoming illegal for Congress? I'm down with that. Guys, this does not sound like anything that the left is trying to spin. Watch, I'm going to show you. Here's the right trying to spin it. Tim Walz is caving big time. Tom Homan will soon be on the ground coordinating ICE. Again, you're seeing it. And here's the left. Whoa, Minneapolis might have won. What about any of the things I just showed you shows that Minneapolis won? I'm failing to understand, because this sounds like, hey, Timmy, we're going to give you a chance to save face, but you got to do this one thing. Okay, Mr. President, we'll do that one thing. Okay, we're going to pull out the CBP or the Border Patrol because they're just there doing what the police should be doing. So the police do it and we get them out. Sound good? Sounds good, Mr. President. Talk to you soon. That's exactly what that sounds like. This doesn't sound like Minneapolis won. The left is going to lose their minds. In fact, if you look at this little statement right here, this is a post from Real Political Data around this proposed offering. But the only way Trump will go through with this is if local and state law enforcement actually do their job and cooperate with ICE and other agencies, which we don't really know what that means for sure. Of course you don't. It's the beginning of the conversation. This would give the operation much more manpower and access to local infrastructure in place to help with efficiency. Y'all, I want to be real candid with you guys. That doesn't sound like Donald Trump lost that engagement. It sounds like Donald Trump just got everything that he wanted, and he got rid of sanctuary cities, and he's trying to get them to push it in Congress to get rid of sanctuary cities nationally, making a very hard conversation for every single Democrat on that vote. And meanwhile, the ICE defunding and the DHS defunding just fell apart in Congress. This is going to be a thing, guys. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. I'll see you tonight at the live stream, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Braden. See you later.